friends, I can only... Sup, dog? Drugs are bad, kids.
I'm the guy who invented the thing that's gonna take us out of this place. If you could read my mind, you would know what kind of pajamas I want when it comes to bedtime. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas. Footy, 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 footy pajamas that let me be what I want to be.
That's some sci-fi level crap. What? That was a good joke. I'm a big fan of it.
That wasn't a good joke.
Yeah, it sucked. I'm waiting on this intro, and I swear, if it's not good...
Okay, alright.
Here's the situation.
Wait. Alright. Hey guys, this is Let Me Pitch This to You. We've gotten some fan mail. And just thought we'd read some of the fan mail. Great show, guys. Really great show. Marcus, you're the bomb of the show. Ian, something seems up with the audio. And the video's not in HD. Next letter. Great episode, guys. I really liked the last one. Marcus, your pitch was great. You're a great host. Maybe find a new co-host, though. And Ian, work on the production level. Hey, guys. Just want to say, great show. I love the idea. Super nerdy and fun. Hold on, Ian, why is this show not in HD? You said you have an HD camera. And what's with the freaking noise on episode 11? Alright, so that's the fan mail.
Can I guess who wrote this?
Wait, no, you can't interrupt me. You can't.
Can I know?
Hold on. So this is all our fan letters for, this is all the fan letters against me. That's all the hate mail for me. This is the hate mail against Marcus.
Oh man, dang it! I guessed a different joke. That was good.
Yeah, this is Let Me Pitch This to You. Marcus, what do we do on this show?
This is an idea podcast where me and my co-host Ian collaboratively create in our millennial safe space. Millennials, right? Our millennial safe space, and we share the ideas we came up with the week previous, or ideas we've had bouncing around in our heads, and collaboratively work on them and send it out to the internet to get judged by 7 people.
Yeah. That's it. So
and then
that's the show. See you guys. Ready?
Peace. It's been real. No, and then you guys can feel free to vote by sending an email in to letmepitchthis@gmail.
And send in fan mail if you want to.
Send in fan mail.
We got plenty more space in the binders here.
Yeah, I mean,
hate mail if you want to.
I'm the worst. I've never once argued in my life.
I'm totally down for hate mail. Like any kind of mail.
If we got any mail, it'd be better than none.
Hate mail, fan mail, whatever. I don't care. So, Marcus, how was your week?
My week? I don't know.
Had a good Christmas?
Oh, dude, I got a soda stream.
Nice. This was the first Christmas I actually asked for tools. So I got some awesome tools. Well, that was cool. I feel like a grown-up, though.
They got him a bro tank and a snapback hat.
No, I got a drill and an impact wrench. And a set of drill bits.
Whoa. I got a soda stream for Christmas. I'm a really big fan of it, actually. I can make fizzy any drink in the whole world, which is bonkers.
Okay, you just stole that joke from your brother from Hashtag, because I remember listening to Hashtag. He was talking about the soda stream, and he talked about making any drink.
He wanted fizzy Kool-Aid. That's what my brother wanted. I'm more into, I want to freaking put milk in that and see what it does.
I've thought about that.
I want to screw up some milk and see what it does. That's why I want a soda stream. And fizzy Kool-Aid sounds like the bomb, actually.
It does. Cool. That's cool, man. So, Happy New Year, guys. This is the last episode of 2017. We're going into a new year.
Yeah, let's
2018 will be the next episode.
Oh, Ian, I just had a fun idea real quick.
What?
We'll do it for the commercial break, actually.
Okay.
Do you wanna get into the pitch?
Yeah, you want to go first? Or you want
I do not. My phone's charging.
All right, I will go first. So my idea, I just want to say the name first because I think the name's really killer. Magical Creature Academy. So my idea, I've been watching a lot of American Dragon. I love that cartoon, and it's on YouTube now. You should go check it out. It's great. And my original thought for this show, I guess it'd be a cartoon or a comic book, most likely a cartoon, was what if it was about a bunch of people or creatures or whatever, but their thing was they turned into dragons. That was their power. So it was like this magical world. Hold on.
Have you heard of this show called American Dragon, Jake Long?
Hold on. Imagine this world where it was like there was people who turned into like dragons. This was just the original. This isn't like the pitch. This is like kind of how the pitch started. And then I thought, well, like in American Dragon, he's learning from his grandpa, and like they each have their own trainer. What if it was like kind of like Hogwarts in that there was a school for these people that turned into dragons? And then I thought, well, I kind of want it to be my own thing. I don't want it to just be dragons. So what if it was just magical creatures in general? And so like one person might be a dragon, one person might be some kind of orc, one person might turn into like a giant.
Hold on. And I'm not here to say that orcs are creatures. I think orcs are people just like me and you.
That's fair.
Orcs send you.
That was a good job. So it'd be kind of like, because I'd want this like Hogwarts type school, it'd be like a Harry Potter type world. But I'd want it, because it was inspired by American Dragon, I would want it to have that like early 2000s feel.
Oh, like, boy, yeah.
And like the technology would be like the early 2000s, and the early 2000s music and all that. I wanted to have the whole look.
I can see it now.
And the skater hair and everything.
the first episode, it starts on the main character as they skateboard down the street, and you just hear "There's a place off the ocean, have
yes. And they listen to that kind of music. They have the skater hair. They're like these skaters, but they turn into magical creatures, and they go to a magical creature school.
They just have the childhood you wished you had, essentially.
Basically.
Cool.
And I kind of wanted to have like a little bit of a I was almost thinking if you're gonna have like this 2000s feel, I felt like maybe even like push it a little bit to like have like almost like a steampunk influence. Like I was thinking about like Avatar. You know how they have like their technology's all really weird. Like they have, what am I trying to say? Like they have a car, but it doesn't run on fuel. It runs on like steam, or it runs on like, all their technology.
It runs on firebending.
Yeah. So I thought it'd be cool. Like I'd want the school to be like that. So like instead of kind of magical, I mean these are magical creatures, but like the school and this like magical world that they're part of is very like kind of steampunk-esque, and kind of like that Avatar: The Last Airbender world where it's like, it's the same technology, but it's kind of, you get what I'm saying?
It's done differently.
Yeah, it's done differently. But then the real world is still going to be that early 2000s.
And then
vibe.
We can have a cool scene where somebody steampunks the crap out of a skateboard. And then we hear ba 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 ba. Because you don't know us at all, we let little people fall. Man, I gotta think of more pop-up songs for this joke.
So anyway, I'm trying to think, what are my other notes on here? I thought of characters too. So like I'd want it to be centered around like there'd be like a main group of characters, just like in Harry Potter there's the main group of characters. In American Dragon there's a main group of characters. One of them would obviously be a dragon, and I'd want there to be like,
and he's the best one, and he eats the other ones.
No, like one of them would be a dragon, one of them would be elvish of some kind.
I think elves are humans too.
Well,
well, I would debate this. Let's not get crazy. Elves as sentient beings. What?
One would be a griffith. One would be a griffith because those are.
You mean a griffin?
Griffin, sorry.
No, one of them is just related to old Andy and Opie. Is Opie's great grandson.
I didn't mean to say Griffin. Griffin, excuse me.
And he's missing a toe because Barney shot it off.
A griffin. One of them is a griffin, because griffins are awesome.
Agreed.
And I want the griffin and the dragon to be like competitors. And then here's the thought too. Like, and this is where I kind of went like, yeah, I want like some kind of you to like throw out your thoughts. I haven't decided if I want them to like all be human and they turn into magical creatures, or like you were saying, like, oh, elves are human too. What if one of them isn't, his base creature is an elf, but
he turns into a human? and he goes to this stupid school and he's like, this sucks. I'm the worst.
Or he turns into like any other kind of creature. I haven't decided that. I thought that'd be kind of fun to play around with. But for now, they're all going to be human, turning into creatures. But I thought that'd be just kind of a fun thing to play around with.
I think like there can be like elves and stuff. I don't know. I see it in my head. I don't know. Like elves exist and like they can have like they can team up with an elf at the school, but like as far as like them turning into an elf, I don't know. It feels weird because it feels like it's just like one sentient being kind of turning into a sentient being that has better eyesight and is cooler at magic.
Yeah.
And gay. I think all elves are gay.
I would not argue there. And then I kind of wrote out an episode, but then I also made it into a comic book. But I only got like a couple pages done.
Hit us with this. Hit us with this first episode, Leia. Hold on. Wait, let me guess. It starts out and this guy's, hey, my name's Nigel. I'm 16 years old. This is my sick half-pipe trick.
Actually,
It just takes some time, little girl. You're in the middle of the ride. Everything will be just fine. Everything. And then he lays into a sick grind.
All right. No, I was gonna take a different turn with that. That could be like the opening for one character, but I did want to have I wanted to have an opening for like each character. So maybe one character would be like that.
And then the Griffin.
But
goes,
like one character for the
Griffin wakes up and goes, "You're gonna hear me," and he roars and eats somebody. Okay, I'm done. Go for it.
So this first opening is for the dragon character, and so I wanted him to open up like in an alleyway, and I want it to be kind of actually a little darker or whatever. Like he's in an alleyway, comes across a small pack of goblins, and I was gonna make that at least in the first season. I want there to be a main enemy. Like goblins are like going to be the main enemy here, and they're trying to take over the magical creature world, or they're trying to take over the human world, or whatever. And I don't want that to each season there'd be like a different main bad guy that they're fighting, but so that like the episodes are kind of continuous. So anyway, he comes across a pack of goblins, and he turns into a dragon. He fights them, and this whole first scene is just going to be him like beating the crap out of these goblins because it's just like 3 of them.
And he goes, and then, dragging it up.
And so I want it to be kind of like almost kind of like I want it to get really into the fighting, like kind of like Lord of the Rings does, you know. Like I want the fighting to not just be stupid. Like that's the one thing I have against American Dragon is the fighting's kind of stupid. Yeah, but I guess that's with any cartoon. I know this is a cartoon, but I want it to be very much like I want the fighting
to be Spectacular Spider-Man. Ooh,
I haven't seen that.
I dunked on you. It's okay.
But,
great show.
But maybe kind of like that. I haven't seen that. But like where the fighting is like legitimate fighting, it's more like Lord of the Rings style, and it really gets into the fight scenes.
Or Daredevil. Have you seen Daredevil?
Yeah.
Real good.
Mm-hmm. That's a good show. And so that's the first opening. Second opening would be for maybe like the Griffin, and that could be like what you said.
My
my
skateboard one.
If you really wanted to do that, you could do the skateboard one, just to kind of give it a lighthearted feel. It doesn't have to be that. I wasn't quite thinking that, but since you brought that up, because this first opening would be like super dark, and like the fight scene, it'd be like in an alleyway, it'd be kind of
and then that one
would be a little lighthearted.
Then when he walks out there, he turns into a dragon, and you hear a "Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation."
And then this opens up a good point too, since this first opening is going to be kind of more darker and stuff, and the other one's going to be more lighter. I want the dragon character to be very like he's a true punk, and he likes doing things his own way. The Griffin's a little bit more lighthearted.
So he's the worst.
Likes more just having fun. And then that's where, since we're talking about this, since you're making all these music references, we would have it very like each character has like an assigned genre of music. Like this punk kid, like whenever he's fighting,
listens to Clash.
it's like, when he's fighting, like in this first opening bit, he's fighting and it's like some hardcore punk or like some old school Clash or something, that really like influences it. And then it goes to the Griffin character and it's like some cheesy like
Jimmy Eat World song.
Jimmy Eat World, or early Good Charlotte song.
The little things, the little things.
Yes. And you do that for each character, and then one character might be more like kind of hip hoppy, because I guess early 2000s they still had hip hop, and so like each character is based off of the genre of music.
How would you feel about this for the hip hop one though? Right. This beat is my recital. I think it's very vital. To rock a rhyme is right. Here we go. It's tricky. Oh, dude.
But I want the hip hop one. I want the hip hop one
though
to be a girl. I think that would work best.
And she's just a big Run DMC fan.
Yeah.
Good.
So those are 3 characters so far.
We gotta assign songs to all these guys. That's what I'm more into now.
Yeah. So you got 2 males. You got the dragon, the griffin, and then the female. What character would she turn into? Like that's another thing. Turn into a giant. An orc. Or I guess it's a girl too, so like does it have to be a girl character? Like it doesn't have to be like a fairy or anything, right? Even though it's a female character.
No.
Okay.
What about it's the stupid horse.
It could be an elf, because I think it'd be really funny to see an elven character jam into hip hop. A horse griffin?
What's the horse griffin called? They're in Harry Potter.
I don't know.
A hippogriff.
A hippogriff? But is that strictly only the Harry Potter
I
world?
don't think so. It's just a horse.
Is it? Are you sure?
Yeah, it's like a.
Or what are those? What are those ones that are
horse
the
eagle rather than a lion eagle?
Similar to that, but where it's the half horse, half man. What are those called?
Centaur.
Centaur.
Or minotaur.
What if she turned into a centaur?
Whatever one the half horse one is.
Yeah.
Be cool.
That'd be cool. A centaur. So she'd be the centaur, and she'd be the hip hop genre. What other genres do we want in there?
Of music?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what? And do we want another how many, like, what's the ratio of male to female characters too? I don't want it to be equal, because then I feel like fans are gonna want them to pair up.
They have to.
And I don't want that. Maybe have one romantic pair out of all.
And
the
all
friends.
of them pair up. They're
But I
all
don't want them to all pair up.
constantly doing kisses and whatnot.
No, because I don't want that.
Okay, so we need either another dude, or we need to make a girl and then add another girl or another dude. Do you want to do 2 more characters or 1 more character?
Let's have 2 girls and 3 guys.
Okay, so we need to do another girl.
And another guy. So what if... Okay.
What if she's like the poser of the group? No music plays when she's being introduced or whatever, but she has on like a Good Charlotte hoodie and a Run DMC t-shirt.
Okay.
And a...
This is a centaur girl.
Yeah.
Okay. I get behind that.
But yeah, so like she's not into any of the scenes or music, but she has all the merchandise like she is.
Yeah.
Because she just wants to be cool and fit in.
Okay. I can get behind that. What about
your turn. I just did one.
Oh, crap.
Yep.
Okay. Well, like, we gotta do this together, because I
Man, I didn't think it was going to be this hard to think of another song.
So, and, like, I want the genres to be a little different. Or they could be the same, but, like, one's, like, a die-hard Good Charlotte, one's a die-hard Smash Mouth or something. I don't know. No, we gotta have Smash Mouth if it's early 2000s. Like, one's, like, a die-hard Disney or something.
No,
like,
one was a huge Smash Mouth fan! Ian, you crushed it!
Okay, do you want that to be the girl or the guy? The girl or the guy?
I want the guy to be
the Smash Mouth fan. Okay.
So take it back. Picture this scene.
It's gonna be a guy.
Hey,
he's gonna be like some kind of hipster. He's gonna be kind of hipstery.
Hey, my name is Nigel. I like to skateboard. This is my sick half-pipe stunt. Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. That's so good.
The sharpest tool in the
it's so good.
She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Oh, that's a backwards L, my bad.
Oh man, heck yeah. Okay, and then she.
And then the last girl. So that's 3 guys now. And then what creature is he gonna be? The Smash Mouth kid.
Smash Mouth?
How about he turns into like a giant? We gotta have a giant. Okay, so we got the dragon boy, we got the griffin boy, we got the
Great Griffin boy.
and we got the giant boy, and then we got.
Then we have the centaur
That
girl.
wasn't a fat joke. The centaur girl. Now what about the last girl? Do we want her to be like
I want her to be a fawn. She's gonna turn into a fawn.
turn into a fawn? Okay.
She's gonna be really into pop punk.
Okay.
And
What?
this is her opening scene. She's gonna be in the marching band.
What if she wasn't in a? Oh, and then it's gonna be.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city.
No. Better. What if she's a huge My Chemical Romance fan and really huge into like the emo pop punk, and she's got the dyed hair, and she listens to her favorite albums. Welcome to the
Black Parade.
Welcome to the. I can't talk. Welcome to the Black Parade, and like she's got the dark eye makeup, and she's really into all that.
And
then
she does the Gerard Way thing, where at all times she has a freaking raccoon mask of makeup just on her
Yes.
face all the time.
And then I want to add one more character, and I guess it'd have to be. And I want to add a magical character who's not
Human.
doesn't turn into a character, because I want a character to have, because it's early 2000s, it's just coming out of the 90s, it's just coming out of the grunge scene. I want to have one character that's like some kind of magical creature, and they're super into grunge music, like old grunge, like Nirvana, Korn, and then how do you feel about that?
Yes, and
Yes.
I could be like a teacher. They have a cool teacher at the
Yes,
Hogwarts store.
yes, they have
who's
a-
just a big Nirvana guy.
Yes, and like,
Oh me.
do we want to be a human or a
Baby.
creature? Like, maybe an elfin or something.
An elven. He's
I
an
don't see-
elven.
I don't see
His
an elf.
name is Elvin, and he's an elf. Elvin the elf.
I don't see an elven being a grunge fan.
But I think it'd be funny.
That'd be funny, yeah. No. In class, he's super stuck up and elven-like. But then, like, out of class, he's very much like wears the ripped up jeans and listens to the Nirvana. How about that? Okay, so my idea totally took a turn.
In the garage, I feel
One of us gonna be a
safe.
Weezer fan.
I mean, Weezer's grunge. Blues grunge, sorry.
Is it kind of grunge?
Weezer as a band is not grunge. Blues post grunge.
They're more
post-grunge.
pop punk, but blues. Okay.
Blue, and,
But we could make him a fan of Weezer Blue.
and Pinkerton are both grunge albums.
Yeah.
Ow, that
Unless
hurts.
we wanted to make him like a metal fan, but I'd say we
I
go
don't know
with
any
grunge.
metal, so I couldn't
Yeah,
do a
I'd go
funny
with
joke
grunge.
song for that.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'd go with grunge.
But then, like, I think so. Here's what I think. Like, they're all into these music because I think that, like, in the '90s and the early 2000s, from what I know about them, I wasn't very old or into those things really, but it was very divisive
Hmm.
by what music and stuff you're into. So I think that like it'd be cool to where like these characters are into these bands and stuff, and like these songs play. So like when there's like a cool scene with the dragon fighting, what did we say
Yeah.
the dragon was into?
The punk, the hardcore punk.
A hardcore punk. Yeah. So like we play frickin' like the Ramones and whatnot,
Yeah.
and like Sex Pistols and whatnot. Like when they're doing that, but then like, and then oh dude, and what we can do is we can find like clever mashups. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
when they all fight together to like underscore like a fighting scene of all of them together.
Like cut each song so
Yeah, but we
yeah.
find clever ways to mash up all of the song, and then like
Yeah.
actually have a also cool fantasy story under all of that,
Yeah.
behind all of their. Because I think like it is also a very 2000s thing to do, to introduce all of them with music in that way,
Yeah.
and have it be that silly about it, but also have a cool thing of substance underneath.
Okay. Yeah, no, I get behind that.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah, no, I
that's-
love this idea.
I think
I
you
had,
won.
I had this idea. I can't remember if it was before the Psych episode. I think it was before the Christmas episode because I didn't have a Christmas idea. I'm like, frick, I really want to pitch this. I'm glad I didn't because it kind of gave me more time to think about it.
Are we going to do a commercial break? So, I thought this would be fun. For this commercial break, don't worry, we're still going to do our classic jingle.
All right.
Let's take a look back.
Take a look back.
Yeah, of all of our previous episodes, Ian.
Okay.
Favorite bit we've done.
Favorite bit.
Yeah, what's your favorite bit from the show?
Wait, Does it have to be off camera or on camera?
On camera.
Because you made
bit.
a lot of bad jokes.
There are a lot of off-camera wiener jokes. Yes. No, on-camera bit from the episodes. So like if this is somebody's first episode and they're like, oh, it's the year-end episode. They can be like, oh, I'll go listen to this old one.
I wish I would have watched back through all our episodes before we did this.
Just think about like a joke that you liked a lot, a good bit.
Oh, I can't think of any actually. What's one of your favorite ones?
Do you guys remember this from episode 1.8? Yeah, so if Stan Lee or whoever's out there listening, if you guys would just be willing to take a chance, 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 when you're all alone and your feelings hurt, and I'm still free. Take a chance on me. I'm a big fan of that.
No, really, take a chance on me, dude. Ladies, I'm still single.
I really, really like.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the whole ABBA bit.
Yeah, I really like the "Take a Chance on Me" bit.
And that was good. And that ran for a couple episodes too.
Yeah, I really like it.
And since we're talking about 1.8, I have to say, I think now my pitch for this episode is one of my favorites. But that episode, that was one of my favorite ideas that I pitched. I just thought it was really, I could really see it going somewhere, and I really liked your idea too.
the drug candy?
Yeah, the drug candy idea. I thought it was just fun and kind of just whimsical and witty.
That episode, like, that episode is the reason that, like, I think this show is so weird. Because, like, you can listen to that episode where Ian talks about, like, this reincarnated superhero who's, like, struggling with all these things, and it feels really dark and, like, sad and depressing. And my whole story is just about what if kids treated drugs or treated candy as if it was, like, drugs?
No, I like this idea better.
What if kids
treated drugs like candy?
And they just popped them.
They just started
Mom, I
snorting
need
them.
my heroin! Mom!
They wake up in the morning. Mom, where's the weed? Where's the weed jar? Mom, where's... Mom,
I need some fat grass right now, Mom! Mom! What the frick?
We gotta make a video like this. We gotta make a short kids drug candy video. Don't not do drugs.
We're the worst kind of people.
That was a great episode.
Favorite bit though. I have another favorite bit if you don't think of one.
Oh, I can't really think of it. See, I'm you know how like that episode with Mac, the psych episode, Mac talks about how he can never know song lyrics? I'm that way with jokes. Like if I hear a really good joke in like a movie, I have to say it to myself over and over again and then try to go tell it to half a dozen people to try and remember it. Like I don't just remember funny lines from movies and shows.
I really, really, really like the also the I'm gonna check. It says here in my notes you can only vote for me. Actually, it's weird. It says one of the rules for voting, according to my notes right here. It's in here. You can only. I really like that one too.
That was good. I really like the Ian. Why do your notes just say butts? And then it was just like on and on. And then to go along with that, when you drew our logo, you put. And then you had me holding cartoon me holding a notebook that says butts, and you can clearly read that it says butts.
That was intentional.
I
need to clean that up still. Anyway,
I did actually.
You said your favorite pitch.
Favorite pitch. That was
that one.
That was the reincarnated superhero. My favorite pitch you did though. I'd have to go back and look. There was one of them. I don't remember what episode it was. But scratch that. My favorite pitch is Blake's pitch from episode 11.
Okay. No, we're not talking about like the best one. The favorite pitch you've done, and then I'll do my favorite pitch you've done, and my favorite pitch I've done, and you do your favorite pitch I've done, and favorite pitch you've done.
I know. I just had to throw that out there.
Yeah, Blake's pitch is... Don't listen to episode 11, because the audio sucks.
Yes. I don't know. That's because I borrowed the mixer from my friend of mine, and I think it was the mixer. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
I didn't get a chance.
Episode 11.
I didn't get a chance to test it because you guys. I got the mixer like it was very last minute. I got it, and then you guys got there really early. I don't even think it was early. I was just hoping you guys would be late. Anyway,
we were actually late by like half an hour because I got Taco Bell. Go ahead.
Anyway,
your favorite pitch I've done was what you're doing next.
Yeah, the one that you've done. Shoot, I gotta think back now. I know I voted for Matt's idea, the one that you did with Matt, but I actually did like your idea.
Of the Game of Phones?
Game of Phones in the high school. I think that'd be really fun.
High school or social standing in Game of Thrones.
I think it would be funny because of how serious it is.
Yeah.
What of how?
But it's not.
It's not. Yes.
But then it is.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever.
The whole thing is just dripped in sarcasm. Yeah.
I thought that was really good.
Thank you. I mean, Matt thought so. No, literally everybody was just like, Matt's idea was really good. Marcus, your idea was dookie. That's like, we got like...
I didn't say your idea was bad. I think I said in my comment I had a hard time deciding. But I voted for Matt's because I thought Matt's was really... It was very well thought out but yours was good too.
But we got more feedback on that episode than any other episode, and everybody was like, Marcus, your idea sucks. Matt, you did great. Like, that's why I was like, okay. Yeah. But Matt actually liked it. Matt talked about on the episode. He's like, hey, it's a good one.
Yeah.
My favorite pitch that you've done is probably Radio Wave.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know. It was really, I don't know. I liked how we worked on it together, but then I felt like I had input on it, but also my hand wasn't on the wheel. You know what I mean? Like, I was giving, some directions, but you were clearly steering, so, it was your idea. Like, I don't know, that one just felt nice, that we fleshed it out well together, and I thought it was, for my taste, personally, that'd be a thing I was really into.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I like that idea. Thanks.
And then my favorite one, it's either my social anxiety impossible video game.
Oh, yeah.
Or the, I think it's episode 3 is where I pitched the story of that D&D character.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff.
Is that the Batman one? Or not the Batman?
No, he's like a cleric who had his eyes gouged out and whatnot.
Yes, that one. That was
I love that one.
I forgot about that one.
That's my favorite
That's
thing.
That's a good idea. That could be a novel. I remember thinking that when you pitched that could be a good novel. Mm-hmm. I take that back though too. Another idea that I really liked of yours was the supervillain hangout. the cartoon. I think that'd be really fun to watch. Just these supervillains, a Cheers version. It was kind of Cheers-esque, but it was all supervillains, and it's just them with their normal lives and their supervillain lives. Yeah, I thought that was fun. That was clever.
I mean, we've done more work on this show than sometimes I give us credit for. Anyway, last one I want to ask real quick because this is a really long commercial break. This is gonna be a long episode.
This is a long.
The last thing for the commercial break was favorite grab bag. What was your favorite
grab bag? Shoot, I got it. Okay. This is going to be hard because we've read some of them and we haven't grab-bagged all of them. And one of my favorite ones is Matt's.
Oh, no, we're not spoiling that.
We'll do that. We'll say it. No. But you know which one I'm talking about. They don't get to know it yet. So oh, man. That one was a good...
Yeah, but we're in a constant competition of every grab-bag episode, hoping we roll number 1 to get Matt's first grab-bag pitch because it's phenomenal.
Yeah, you're talking about the... Yeah, okay. I want to make sure we're on the same page.
Oh, yeah, no, of course. Of course.
One of my favorite ones is Jeremy's space race idea.
That we did a bad job with?
Yeah, then I feel bad because I really liked that idea. I feel bad we did a bad job. That's why I talked to you earlier about try to have guests on the show more and maybe anyway.
I think we did a great job.
Yeah, I think
he
did
like
good.
It. Oh,
but he didn't like the way we did it, and so we got to work on that a little bit. But
I think personally,
yeah,
I don't want to be mean to anybody. Personally, though,
I think it was okay.
You're submitting your idea to be played around with by 2 people while you're not there. It's not like he's there to help us walk through his idea or have his hand on the steering wheel. He's saying, "Here's an idea. Here's the steering wheel. Both of you psych the movie style.
Yeah.
Grab both wheels to the car, and go for it."
There's no driver's ed car that's actually like that, though. Is the thing. In the psych.
I mean, it's funnier.
Yeah, it is.
There
fun.
is. So.
Anyway, so shoot, what was I? I think the thing about why Jeremy didn't like that was because, we kind of fleshed out all the characters and what all the characters would be like. Because I know you're super into character backstories and all that, and so I kind of went along with that.
That's the only way I tell stories.
And that was kind of all we did. I think he was looking more for us to flesh out the story arc of it. But what I liked about it was it seemed like it could be very fun and whimsical and kind of silly. I think I talked about it I'm getting to there. I think I mentioned this on that episode. I immediately thought of Rat Race, which is
Never seen it.
it's a movie about it's like a bunch of these grown-ups that are racing for this treasure hunt, but it's super silly and just like literally think of the most ridiculous thing and times it by 100. It's that ridiculous. And so you could have that aspect of it, but then also this aspect of they're in space and kind of Firefly-like, where like it's this ragtag team of individuals working together, you know, to go into these different planets, racing to get this treasure at the end of the universe. And I just noticed you put the bag of chocolates up. That's a nice addition to the set. Anyway, so that's pretty much all I got.
My favorite grab bag, real quick. It's a toss-up between two. The freaking like Twilight Zone one that we did with your mom's dream pitch.
Oh yeah,
I thought was
good.
Great.
That was great.
I was a big fan of the comedian one we did that Jeremy sent in.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that too. Yeah.
Yeah, I liked both of them.
That was good.
All right. Do you want to try to sing a jingle? I guess I promised a jingle.
Oh shoot. Okay, hold on. Let me think. All right. Cut my life into pieces.
This is my last whistle.
I don't know the rest.
Suffocation, no breathing. Don't give up. If I cut my arm bleeding. Okay.
All right. Before we go to commercial break, too, I thought of this and I forgot about this. I promised a couple episodes back that I would do a video of this really cool guitar thing that I figured out of literally making sparks fly off my guitar. So, and I never did that. But now that we did this whole Imagination Warehouse rebrand thing, and
Ian, what's
Marcus did the podcast, please. That's another good bit.
Oh, I forgot! I did it before! Dang it!
And since Marcus is starting to do some of his comedy, I'll post that music bit that I talked about earlier with that cool guitar riff. Since I promised that, no one called me out on it, so I completely forgot about it. You should have
Nobody
said
called you up
something.
on the haircut thing either for
Well, I did
12
cut my hair.
episodes. Which one? Ha! Prince. Hello, my name is Marcus Nip. I'm going to be a dad someday, so I got to practice now.
What?
You know, do you want to get back into the show, though? It's really
Yeah,
long.
all right. We're back from our commercial break. Marcus, you got your idea?
Yeah, let me pull it up real quick.
All right. Man, it's really cold in your basement.
It's so cold, dog.
Although I just admitted that our show's in your basement. The set for our show.
Yeah, the
It's
address
not-
is
It's not like we're professional podcasters here with a real studio.
No, this is a studio.
It's just in the basement.
Okay, so here's my idea. It's a little ambitious, but
Alright.
I like it a lot. So there's a TV network that launches 5 TV shows.
Okay.
Now, I know what you're thinking. They're gonna suffer from the thing that
CW.
Marvel suffers with. No, they're gonna be like the thing. They're gonna suffer the thing
We
Marvel
got Arrow,
suffers with.
we got Flash, we got DC, Legends. No.
Yeah, but I mean,
Sorry.
like, or even yes, very similar to that. No,
Yeah. And they all suck.
where there's just a lot of entertainment that
Yeah.
like is if you're gonna keep up with some of it, you have to keep up with all of it and stuff.
Yeah, so they mesh together.
Yeah, like if they mesh together, then you feel like you have to watch all of them, and who has time to watch? Like a lot of people are very busy and not Ian, and don't have time to watch more than 2 hours of television, maybe a week.
Yeah. See, you say like Ian. My thing is I'll watch the same sitcom 12 times, so it's not like I'm watching a bunch of different shows.
However, how many hours of television do you watch a week? That was my joke. Don't answer
Too
that
much to
question.
say.
Okay, so the idea
Alright.
would be, though, to kind of bypass that, the most you need to watch is 2 episodes. If you really, really wanted to, you could get away with watching 2. So the hook would be, it's an alien planet with 4 different alien races.
Okay.
They're all very different from each other. They all,
Is this one show?
No.
This is the.
This is the whole idea. They're all connected, but you don't have to watch all of them. I'm getting to it. So there's 4 different alien races. Each alien race is going to have its own show dedicated to it.
Okay.
And they're all going to have different tones. And be
So
about
this is
different
going to be
things.
about a show about the shows.
No. So this would be, there's going to be an alien race. I don't have names for the alien races, by the way.
Okay.
So you might want to help with that. So like there's going to be an alien race that's like very like techno, like organic kind of feel. So like a lot of like trees.
Very hippie-esque.
Like no, like they're like aliens and like weird and bizarre looking. I have like very descriptive details that we'll kind of get into in a second. But like there's a show about that, and that show, the tone of that show is different, and the things that it deals with and the people and character arcs and stuff that show deals with is completely different from the show about a different race of aliens on the same planet. The same planet, they're all on the same planet, right?
Mm-hmm.
These aliens are all on the brink of / the beginning of war with each other.
Okay.
All out war all across the planet.
Okay. Wait, are these 4 races all on the same planet?
They're all on the same planet,
Okay.
yes. So they're all going to be fighting each other eventually. So like there'd be one show about this techno-organic people dealing with like their religion and beliefs and whatnot about war and how their people handle it and stuff. And then the other shows would be about that specific race. And the 5th show would be the show where they're fighting, where you see like all of them like on a battlefield shooting each other, whatnot, doing that kind of thing.
Okay.
And then like the crossover kind of thing would be, so like, let's say that techno-organic race or whatever kidnaps one of the like orange warrior race, which we'll get into in a second. If they kidnap them, then in that techno-organic show, we can see a scene where they're interrogating one of the orange, you know what I mean? So they're all kind of connected,
Okay.
but you don't necessarily need to watch all of them to get the full story.
Yeah.
If you care about one race and you relate to one race or something more, then you could watch that race.
Wait, so is this where we're going to get a bunch of fans that are lining up behind each race?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So
and
yeah,
then the fans start fighting each
Of
other on
course, yeah,
social
so-
media, and they start like...
Yeah. So like it literally breeds competition and like
Yeah.
arguments between people, which is a great thing, great way to get people to talk about your thing. And then that 5th one would be the one. So everybody watches that 5th show that's about all of them fighting, and then you only have to watch about the race you want to watch about.
Yeah.
But all the races are different, have different motivations for fighting. They're all very weird. I wanted to come up with very weird aliens. All of the aliens
Okay.
are kind of bizarre, and
Like,
interesting.
Bizarre, like... Another cartoon I've been watching. I've been going back and watching a lot of cartoons from my childhood. Like Ben 10 type aliens, like where they're all super bizarre from each other. Like,
Yeah.
like...
Well, Ben 10 actually kind of helped inspire some of this. Like some of
Okay,
the
really?
aliens. Yeah.
Okay. Because I was thinking that I was trying to think of a show with a bunch of aliens that are all really bizarre.
And Pokemon.
Yeah.
Actually, Pokemon helped me. Okay, anyway, so let's get into it.
So like, okay. So do you want the aliens to be different as far as like, do you want one race to be like they're the super brute race, like they're big brutes and they're very athletic and they're the, they would be like the forearms race.
Sort of. We'll get into it. Like, I have
Okay.
descriptions for them. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and get into your description. I just had that question.
No, you're good.
Okay.
Okay, so that first race is this techno-organic race where they seem to be very made out of like vines and trees and bark, so they have like bark-like skin, and they have the ability to stand up sort of bipedal like humans, but are really lanky, kind of like Slender Man and whatnot. Like,
Yeah, kinda lanky,
gross
like-
and lanky, like
I hate to bring this up, but like Jar Jar Binks from the
sort
Star
of,
Wars prequels.
but grosser to look at. They're seeing these things is very not scary or not necessarily intimidating, off-putting.
Okay.
They look weird. It is off-putting. It's unpleasant to look at these things.
Okay.
And they're long, and they have like some silver like metal parts like built into their bodies and stuff, because they're the way that they pollinate trees, and these trees eventually will kind of break apart, like the bottom of the tree, part of the bottom of the tree will break apart and come out and be one of these aliens.
Okay,
how
so
they're
that's
kind
like
of
how they
created. Yes.
That's how they reproduce, is they pollinate trees.
Yeah,
and
and
okay.
they don't.
So they're
they don't.
plant-based
They don't.
creatures.
Yeah, they don't know if they were. So like this is the thing. So there's division in their.
Wait a minute.
ranks.
So you're saying they're very tall and lanky and kind of unpleasant. So like kind of like me.
Yeah, they're
Like very tall and lanky, and they'll walk and their arms just like flap all over. No.
Ian's.
I'm sorry, I'm a very
Ian's
tall
boy.
and clumsy person.
No. So like there's division in the ranks whether they were created in like a laboratory, because they have metal pieces in them,
or if
they were
quote
created
unquote
by a god.
Okay. So like they didn't just like evolve out of the trees one day or something.
Yes, most of them believe in the god theory though.
Okay.
Anyway, they for like eyes, they're cyclopses, so they have like one eye, and it is usually like this either very light, off-putting, like cold blue, or a dark, very foresty green.
Now wait a
color.
minute.
Yeah.
So you said they have like the metal plates on them and stuff. So
They have
even
metal
when,
chunks in them.
like when a new one comes off of a tree, does it have the metal in it? Okay.
Some metal.
It has some metal. So there's
Yeah, they're
like
mostly
metal.
wood.
So like when
Yeah.
they pollinate the tree, is that what they're putting in the tree? Is like the metal?
I don't have that thought out.
Okay. I was just wondering,
Maybe.
like, how do they get the metal if they come off the tree? It's
I mean,
somehow in
when,
the tree.
when they pollinate a tree, that tree starts to get incorporated. Like that tree will now have technology inside of it and start to
Okay,
turn
yeah,
into
that's
a
what I
partially
was
metal
asking.
tree.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
Once they pollinate it.
Okay.
So they fight with like swords and spears and kind of thing, and magic, or what they believe to be miracles, kind of.
Okay.
Because they believe in this god.
So they're like very a religious species.
Yes, most of them are. Now, there's a few
Yeah.
off sects that believe in the fact that they were created into like a laboratory or something, but most of them subscribe to the belief that they were created by this god. Now, they're very powerful. They're very fast. They're very, very, very fast creatures that tend to live along like the base of trees where they can pollinate and move quickly. Like they don't build very big like sculptures or like fantastical kingdoms or anything. They move place to place to place to place very quickly.
Very nomadic.
Yeah, they're very mobile by nature. They're lanky, so they're not
So kind of like Native American-esque kind of.
sort of, yeah.
Okay.
They're very mobile, and they're very not necessarily strong because they're so lanky, but they so imagine their bodies as sort of like a track to where so you know how like a turtle has a shell or whatever. Imagine if at any point my arm could slide anywhere around my shell. You know what I mean? To like I could have my arm and I could slide my shoulder to put this part of my torso and have my arm down by my leg.
Okay.
So like it could slide. But
So, like, do they
any,
have a shell
Any
like
of
that?
my limbs could do that. Could just slide though. They don't have a
Okay.
shell, but any of my limbs, including my head, could slide. So I could have my head here
Yeah.
and then like be standing on all fours. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they can kind of morph their body.
Yeah, they can slide their arms along the outside of their body and their legs.
Okay.
So oftentimes when they're talking to each other when they're in peacetime, they will be bipedal and they'll walk around. But when they get to fighting and that kind of thing, because they're lanky and their arms will break fairly easy, they tend to get on all fours and focus on being quicker rather than stronger. They'll do this thing where they'll sacrifice balance when they're fighting they'll drop to like one leg, and they're kind of like monkeys in the sense that like they can use their leg and their like foot to like hold on to things.
Okay.
So they'll sacrifice like sort of balance and some strength in that to be swinging with three arms from different direction, like from essentially three swords from different directions, and they can all move at any point. So you could have like three strikes from this way, then like two from.
So they have incredible agility too if they're like balancing on one leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So like they are quick and very very agile rather than super super strong.
Okay.
They also some of them who are more of the religious, so maybe their religion's real. Some of like the priests and stuff have what appears to be like an energy blast, which they call miracles. They can perform miracles where they can shoot just energy out of their hands.
Okay.
Try this. The main hang-up and thing that you would deal with in this particular nation is their religion firmly says no to. They believe their god is against any sort of killing of sentient life. If whatever life you're snuffing out has the ability to like make decisions and be sentient and act on free will rather than instinct, they think that is a problem.
So essentially murder. Now, what if in
Yes.
the time of war, like you said, all four races are about to go to war?
They don't know. Like that's where sort of a lot of the unrest in their place comes, because some of them, and then some people say, if we're gonna have to go to war and these people are fighting us, maybe it's easier for me to believe that we were created in a laboratory rather than this god who's going to be mad at us
Mm-hmm.
for taking life. And that's kind of the arc that they'll go through. Race number 2. So the second race is going to be they'll have like pterodactyl shaped heads
Okay.
and then very thick bodies. They're wider than they are tall or long.
Okay.
They have 3 pairs of legs, so they have 6 legs that kind of go front to back, and in the middle is like an orange. They're very solidly built though, and they wear a lot of armor. They're not indigenous to this planet, though. They're part of a warrior race that uses cyberorganic guns, which is another thing that kind of plays into maybe they were created for the previous race. Maybe they were created in the lab. Their guns grow ammo. So they don't need so like they don't run out of ammo ever.
Their guns recharge.
Yes, their guns essentially recharge, but in the sense that like it uses photosynthesis from a star to turn essentially they have plant bullets essentially. But they're part of a warrior race, and the captain of the race made the decision, and they have like a huge Star Destroyer type thing. So like they have a huge ship. They were in a fight.
Now a ship, so they come off the planet a lot.
You'll see.
Okay.
So we'll get to it. So they get into a fight. It blows up essentially. They make the decision. He makes the decision to flee, but that essentially everybody else regards him as useless. All of his people, because of that.
Mm-hmm.
So they don't help him as he tries to escape because he retreated in battle. He lost his honor essentially. They crash land on this planet. In the crash landing, most of their people die. So there's not a lot of them. They have way less than any of the other races. However, they're very good at war. There's nothing that they do better than fighting. That is literally what the whole race is used for, fighting.
Yeah.
And that's sort of and they have like armor, and they're very.
So they're very much the brute.
Yeah, they're very tech savvy. They're very good at war. They know how to think strategically in that way.
So even though they're very very athletic and very much like this big brute type of creature, and they they're warrior. They're not stupid. Like it's right. You said they're very tech savvy. So
yes.
So it's not just like they're just like punching and hitting things and run, but they also like create technology and all that. So they have an intelligence aspect.
Yes.
Okay.
All things war, they are very good at. They know how to think. They know how to fight dirty. They know how to think strategically. They know how to create weapons of mass destruction. That is what their race does.
Okay.
They conquer things. They conquer planets and kill things, and go to war. That's it. That's all they do. The struggle there is going to be they're better at war, but they have way less numbers than anybody else.
Okay.
So they have to kind of figure out the rules of the planet, like how to survive, what foods and stuff they can eat there to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But they want to conquer the planet, even though there's so few of them, because they think if they conquer the planet, maybe we'll win back our honor and be able to go join the ranks of our people again.
Okay. So wait, so they left their home planet because they lost their honor somehow? What?
They were in a fight. They were all in a battle. They
amongst themselves.
They started to lose. So he made the choice to retreat, and in retreating from a battle, he lost his honor.
So So is it going to be very much like kind of like Zuko in Avatar? We reference that a lot, but where like is he trying to get his honor back, like to go back, like he wants to go back to his home planet?
Yes, but I mean, as far as we know, he doesn't. I don't really have a story to it.
Okay.
Like that's just their backstory, and then they'll be fighting eventually, and they'll be going through the kind of decision-making process of, do we want to fight or not? Like I don't.
Yeah.
Okay, so the third race, is very bizarre. So they're wisps. They are born as like very wisps, kind of. You know what I mean when I say wisp? Have you played Warcraft at all?
No, I haven't.
In Warcraft, the Night Elves have this thing called a wisp. Look it up if you don't know. Kind of like energy, airy. They don't have like a physical body. They like float around.
Okay.
And these creatures are, as they age, they sort of get a bubble. Like sort of like, think like an egg. It's like a purple egg essentially around them, but sort of bipedal. So they have like an egg and then like a circle and then more circles like for arms and then a circular head and more circles for legs. They kind of get smaller as they go down. They fly mostly though. They have the ability to fly.
And these are these same warriors.
This is the wisps. Yes, as they age, they build they grow an exoskeleton.
This is a different creature, right?
Yes.
This isn't okay.
No, this is the third race.
Yeah, the third race. Okay. Just trying to sort them all out.
Yeah. So I spent a lot of time.
So now, wait a minute. Do they have like are they? Is that all they are? Is there like these like?
They're wisps inside of a shell.
Okay.
Yes. They have the ability to fly, or they have the ability to levitate. They can't control which direction they go. they're subject to the wind at that
And
point.
they don't have these shells when they're born, you said, right?
Yeah, they
them as
grow.
age? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Okay.
So they do have, however, stingers. So you know, like have you seen Surf's Up?
No, actually.
I can't think of it. It's like the big spiky ball in the ocean that's poisonous.
Oh, pufferfish.
No, that's a fish. That's like an actual thing.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, whatever that thing is from Surf's Up. They can grow those at any place on their body or in the shell.
Okay.
To where
Wait a minute. So do they can't grow them until they start growing their shell?
Yes.
Okay.
So they can fire at any direction at any time with these poisonous darts, essentially.
Okay.
They have this phenomenally, they don't know what built it. They have this phenomenally, thing built in the sky that is the same color and material as the shells that they grow. So they think that they live on their god. And their god happened to grow a kingdom for them to live in. And he's just a very big one of them. So they kind of think, Mormons believe, eventually we can get to the point where we can become this good. But they think that they have to prove themselves now. They think that the war or this kind of thing going on is them proving themselves to the god to allow them to do this, to become gods for themselves. And then they have these weird lantern things that are connected to them by chains that float alongside of them, and that's they invented essentially these things to house their children before their children age to grow a thing, because they're if one of their shells happens to break, they're hosed. They are the weakest thing. They lose essentially. The one thing they have is their
And they
coal.
can't regrow the shell back once it breaks.
It takes years.
Okay.
So they could.
But they have to go into hiding.
Yeah, they have to. They I mean, so if you walk out and somebody cracks your thing, oh, you're so dumb. I'm so I get it. Mid episode though, you got. I had to. It's not on me at that point.
Okay.
It is either right then and there or or we're gonna cut the episode. I'm sorry. Sue me.
So, Marcus, you were talking about the third race, and they have this shell, and it's very fragile. Or it's not that it's fragile,
not
but
fragile.
if it gets broke,
If it gets broken,
they're pretty much screwed.
they're hosed. Right.
Yeah, so I think the last thing you said was if someone, if a
Yeah.
creature broke it.
If their shells happen to break, they
Okay.
get murdered. Essentially, they die.
Okay.
Or they have to run away, and it's gonna be difficult because they're easy to kill and they glow. Excuse me. They though I don't remember if I talked about their god or not, or why they fight. But the point of them fighting, we'll redo this. The point of them fighting is they think that where they're from is this big cloud castle mansion city thing, and it's made out of the same material their shells are made out of. So they think that they live on their god, and their god is one of them, but bigger and better. And they think that the whole war that's going on and all these races and stuff, all the tension, is their test, and they have to go win this war to be able to become a god, essentially.
Okay. So now, wait a minute. I do have a question there. So, the race as a whole has to win for them all to go, or can individuals go and then become this god?
Maybe.
Okay.
Who's to say if they're right? Maybe they're wrong. Who knows what
Okay.
they live on?
I was just
No, you're good. So, and again, some of the stuff will get answered eventually on the show if you watch that specific thing. Anyway, they have the ability to have poison stingers
Okay.
that come out from any point on their body and can shoot from any direction. So they have these big circles, so they can shoot from any point. So they have a big egg shape, right, for their torso.
And this is their shell.
Yeah, and this is the shell. And
Their
their
shell.
arms though, so they can shoot 1,000 stingers at you. All just
From their
right
shell.
in their arms. Yeah, from the shell.
But they have to have the shell, didn't you say, for their...
Yes, for the
For the
stingers.
stingers, so the stingers grow off the shell. Okay.
Mhm.
So are the stingers, come from the shell, or come from them? Are the stingers made out of the material of the shell?
They're made out of something different. Maybe they conjure them through the
Okay.
shell. It's weird. I don't think about how most of it works.
Okay.
So they have these attached to them because again they fly-ish. They're subject to the wind, but they can levitate. Sorry, I don't know what I was thinking. Sorry, I'm an idiot. They have connected to them through like this weird chain-looking thing, to what looks like a lantern. Like in a small cage, essentially, they have what is their children, which like house in these things.
So they keep their children in cages?
Yes, they house these children in cages.
Okay, I think we need to call child services.
We're gonna call fictional alien child services. What the frick?
Anyway,
and they do that till they are old enough to grow their shell, essentially, so that they can survive.
Okay.
Because they're so fragile, like creatures without the shell. That's that creature. The fourth creature is a creature that lives underground, and they're bugs, and they have poisonous barbs like on them. Like they can stab you with poison. They'll try to bite you. They can shoot like this weird acid, like lava stuff at you, like a bombardier beetle. Like they are very, very nasty, and they're very, very swarm based. They have wings and they can fly like an animal. So like a freaking fly. So they can all directions. It's crazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a ton of them. They're not that smart. However, they have a hive mind, so they all function as one unit. So, like, if one sees you, they all know where you are. It's not like one sees you and has to radio back or you can cut out communication. If one sees you and knows where your base is, they all instantly then know where your base is. Or if you... One thing, so like if one sneaks into your base and learns something, they all know that.
Okay.
They all attack you as one. They all swarm you as one. Inside their base are weird sculptures of what you see to be a statue all around the planet, which is in a ruined state of a firebird, essentially. And all along the planet is this statue, sort of, and ruins of a previous civilization that isn't referenced a whole lot, except for they use it as landmarks sometimes and stuff, but they don't talk about it. But kind of the story of the bug people is they're just trying to survive. The reason they're fighting and then kind of in this war is they understand that, especially with that warrior race, the orange people race who have like the armor and stuff, it's going to get very nasty and it's going to destroy natural resources, and eventually the planet, if the war escalates to a point, it'll destroy natural resources. So their goal is, the reason they're fighting and participating is to win, to stop this from happening.
Okay.
They so then, but like the planet itself is very Earth-like, except for lots of high mountains and weird crevices and stuff where it's very lush and huge green trees. Kind of think like if you saw that really bad Scientologist movie with Will Smith and Jaden Smith, After Earth, kind of like that.
Okay.
But the point of them, and kind of like a story that you would see, the story you'd learn from them, because they're not that interesting necessarily, because they're weird bugs they're dumb bugs.
Mm-hmm. Watching this series about this bug creature, it wouldn't be like watching like Bugs Life, would it? Because they're bugs and they're like, is it going to be like interesting or like
no? This was just boring.
Like they're just these creatures and they do like, since they're like, they have like a hive mind, do they have like a purpose as far as like how ants, like, you know, or like I guess they're not really hive, but like they have like, they all kind of work together for a common goal.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like I would think of like a colony of ants. They go out, they get food, they get brand. Like, is that kind of what this creature, this race does? Is they kind of just survival type of thing?
Yeah.
And they all just kind of work together. Okay.
And build structures and stuff.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly. No,
yeah,
you're totally good. I don't know exactly how it's going to work for this show specifically, because like if you have a hive mind, you wouldn't communicate with words, right?
Yeah.
They don't talk to each other. Maybe you hear their thoughts echoing around. I don't know. You could get into some like weird, nerdy, like crazy next level like experience with the show, like of how you perceive the show and the way that, like, we're not going to get into that, but, like, maybe later, that'd be kind of neat to think about, talk about. Anyway, they were the race that lived here so long ago. They built the ruins that you see everywhere in the planet and stuff. And the bird in that statue that you see everywhere is a phoenix that they worshipped that came to destroy the world, and so the world could be reborn, because phoenixes are the firebirds of rebirth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as it kind of came and destroyed everything, they hid underground, and they were trapped underground for so long that they evolved or devolved. So they devolved in the sense that they seem kind of mindless and like they're bugs, so they seem kind of stupid. But then they have a hive mind, and they're very powerful, and they're a formidable foe. So they eventually, over time and over years and years of being underground, learned to adapt to how to survive.
Okay. And
developed these things alongside of them. And that's basically the whole show. The whole show is you only have to watch 2 unless you have more time, but you have to watch 2 shows. You have to watch the show about the race you care about, and the 5th show about all of them fighting.
I'm really intrigued by the idea too. Like I don't really want to add anything or like ask questions or like say what about this, because like you have it so precisely.
I spent a lot of time on this.
Like it's very intriguing. I think my favorite race, it sounds like it would either be the first one, the plant-based one, or the warrior ones, the second race.
I really, really, really like the first one too. Yeah. Like I think the idea of them, like I really wanted to, as somebody who likes to draw, and I can't draw that well, somebody who likes to draw though, I wanted to sit down with a piece of paper and a pencil and figure that out. Like they intrigue me a lot.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
That's the show.
Yeah, I like your idea. That's really intriguing. I don't really have anything to like add or to ask or anything. Cool.
Thanks everybody who supported us through 2017.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Tim Schoenfeld, for letting us use your song "Footy Pajamas" as our theme song. Thanks, Matt, for giving us a bit on almost every episode, and for being a fan who watches and consistently talks to us about it and stuff. Thank you, everyone else who's been watching. We get a decent amount of views, and we get like no feedback. Yeah, I was gonna say, we've said this before. Like, there's a lot of views. Like the lot of views. Not a lot, but the view count on each episode is pretty decent size. But we don't get a whole lot of, fan mail or ideas or votes. So feel free to send in an email and vote, or honestly just constructive criticism. Yeah, and honestly, even just comment too on the YouTube channel. I know we were against that at first, but if you want to leave feedback that way. Like, you can leave feedback to us anyway. I'm saying votes that don't come through email don't count. Yeah. However, you can communicate with us through anyway. Yeah. Check out some of Marcus's stand-up. He has one episode up. We might try and get the rest of the episodes up. There'll be one a week. They should come out midweek. Okay. So the show will hit Monday. It'll come out like Thursday. So there's kind of give you a hold off of our dumb brand of comedy. Yeah. It's not my comedy. It's Marcus's comedy. Yeah, I do music, it's my he does stuff. The comedy. But still, we have roughly the same sense of humor for the most part and stuff. It'll give you a holdover of our dumb brand of Imagination Warehouse between episodes of Let Me Pitch This to You. That's pretty much it. Let's hope big things happen for the channel in the new year. Yeah. Double everything. What? Double the views, double the followers. We hit 14 followers, man. We have 7 right now, 14 followers next year. I kid you not, though. No. That'd be pretty good. In all honesty, though, thank you very much. This is at what, episode 25? Yeah, episode 25. A quarter of a... Quarter of 100. Quarter of 100. That's pretty big. Half of 50. We talked about maybe starting a couple other shows. Marcus does another podcast, which, by the way, is that not... Have you guys not posted we'll figure it out yet? It's in the works. Don't worry about it, guys. Okay. But they're in the works of producing another series of podcasts, and they'll start posting those hopefully soon. Yeah, we have them recorded. You have the information to post them, right? Yes. Everything is audio or video? It is both. It is both. Okay. It's just video. Of course, it's both. Dang it! I'm an idiot. Well, no, I get what you're saying. I don't know if it's audio only or video, but I mean, you have the account information to upload it to YouTube, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it'll
So just start
it'll
uploading
happen.
it.
Don't worry about it, guys.
It'll happen in 2018 at some point.
2018.
We talked about doing like
First week of 2018, the first episode is gonna drop. It's gonna be Buck Wild. It's gonna be about Back to the Future. You guys are
Alright.
gonna lose your minds.
So go check that out. What's that called?
It's called Worth the Hype.
Worth the Hype is
You
the
know-
name of it.
No, there's no question mark, but it's a question. So
Worth
worth
the-
the hype?
Worth the Hype?
Hype? You gotta
Worth
go
the
up.
hype?
Like you gotta give that question inflection.
Worth the Hype?
Hype?
Okay. Anyway, yeah, and we might, who knows, we might put together another show or two for the Imagination Warehouse channel.
Yeah,
Uh,
and as long as me and Ian don't have a whole lot of lives, so as
Yeah.
long as we can find the time to dedicate to this,
Yeah.
who knows? But yeah, we're gonna hit you hopefully with at least 3 shows a week, in the coming year.
All right. Three shows a week.
Yeah, let me
So-
pitch this to you. My comedy, and here's the thing:
Worth the Hype.
comedy is a thing that takes a long time to write to be good.
Yeah.
So I have 5 episodes written, so there's gonna be breaks between that. And me and Ian will come up with a show or an idea.
Just do one episode a month, and then you only have to do 12 episodes.
No. We'll do them in seasons. So this coming will be season 1, and there'll be 5 episodes in each season. Anyway,
Okay.
at the end of that, me and Ian will come up with something to fill the time while it takes me to write the next 5 episodes.
Okay.
But hopefully we'll do our best to hit you with 3.
And I'm gonna try and record a couple of songs or whatever, just to put some music on the channel because I do songwriting.
What's the point of saying sorry?
Definitely pop up. No, not pop punk. But I
It's
might
not
try to do
pop
something
punk.
like that.
I'm not gonna listen to it.
So anyway, yeah.
Thanks for watching
the channel.
Keep supporting us in the new year. We'll
Have a
still
happy new year.
any money.
Any
I'm
money,
kidding. Yeah, have a happy new year, guys. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Ready?
When others are trapped in their beds, that's when I am free. Thanks to footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. Footy pajamas. They let me be what I need to be.
I hate the dab. It's so bad.
It is. You're the one that loved it. You're
I
the one
know.
that wanted to do it.
I
I didn't.